Well, the spring 2026 errata came out for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and I gotta acknowledge it because for years I've stated that assurance doesn't work with risky surgery because risky surgery says when you roll or if you roll, and assurance specifically says you forego rolling when you use the feat. And if there's any ambiguity into that, one would think that the most logical interpretation of when you roll and you forego rolling is that the thing that relies on you rolling doesn't happen if you forego rolling. Because really, what sane human being would write one ability that says when you roll and another ability that says that you do not do that and expect the reader to know that they work together and then not clarify that for the better part of a decade? Well, Paizo. Because the spring 2026 errata says that's a clarification, saying that it's always worked that way. Oh, and by the way, the very next bullet point in the errata undoes the second printing errata that keeps things that upgrade degrees of success from stacking, because it says that when it comes to those effects, the GM decides what order they occur in. But this is just great. Now I'm going to have an even harder time convincing people to stop nerfing their healing and endangering their party by taking assurance medicine. Assurance medicine has a use in the early levels of the game when you first hit expert so you can actually achieve the lowest DC, and it's still tricky to hit that DC. But then at about 6th level, with barely any real investment into medicine at all, it starts falling off a cliff mathematically to where you basically don't need it anymore because the majority of the time you succeed. You can very quickly achieve a bonus to the DC assurance can hit high enough to where you only have a failure on a nat 1. It's trivial to get 4 times the chance of critting as you have of failing at all. At this 6th level range, you'll be occupying feat space, knocking another medicine feat that does more for you out of your build. Oh, it's still worth it if that 1% is going to hurt my downed ally. Yeah, that is a 1% chance happening, but if you use Assurance, you're guaranteed to put your ally in a bad situation. Because the average healing of a success on the DC that Assurance can hit is less than a single instance of damage from any real threat. Assurance is literally the bigger threat to your ally. Please, for the love of God, still don't take Assurance medicine.